Mr. Okonkwo, you know me, I fear nobody, and I'll tell you the way it is. Rufai Oseni, called the opposition ADC.
That's why they are saying you're a lunatic, because you are saying the truth.
A coalition of jokers. I called you guys a coalition of jokers, and I'll tell you why. Yes, you were correct on the score where you said that you people campaigned effectively, you showed dissent in the House. But also, I think Dr. Bati kept on using that word, red herring. The transmission became a red herring that the things like this one, Section 84 that you're not talking about, the lawmakers didn't focus on it. And they stylishly slotted that in. While you people were busy chasing the Section 60, 84 was slotted in, but the lawmakers didn't even quickly read for interpretation, and they quickly passed it, so they knew what they did. And that's why I keep saying, does the opposition as we speak today even have a research department that analyze, psychoanalyze, future analyze, scenario plans every policy and every move of the ruling party? If, for what it's worth, 2015, I was in the thick of it, I was on radio then, APC did a better job being in opposition. But I don't see that from a lot of you guys in the ADC. And that's why I say you guys are a coalition of, and that's why when you came 8 days after, I said, what are you people saying here? Because people were so focused on Section 60 that they put this and embedded other things. See, I want to tell you this. It is only Section 84 you are seeing. Do you even know the other things they've put that you don't know that they've signed into the law as we speak today? Do you know many other sections? That's my point. That's my position. And that's why a lot of people say these people are jokers. It's only Section 84 because we've seen that now. Do you know other things that are there? I would like you to respond to this point I made.
All right. First of all, you're entitled to your own opinion, and I respect it. It is just like my saying that the journalists who are actually supposed to be the watchdog, that they are operating on the realm of intellectual fraud. Because you ought to be doing your investigative journalism, and you ought to be telling Nigerians what actually ought to be in the law. I just told you that APC could not even publish even the law they have passed. You were there when, even after they made a law in Nigeria, they went and forged in other things and brought it to Nigerians. And yet you're saying that the people that
journalists that revealed that with Dansuki
are jokers.
And it was us,
if
the journalists,
you would allow me
that
to
revealed that with Dansuki. The same journalist you are blaming. I was the one that took that document with Dansuki.
Hold on.
I put it up for you
not
to
blaming
see.
You. We are not jokers. It is intellectually fraudulent for you to say we are jokers. I want to tell you, and I mean it sincerely, that the journalists have not lived up, the modern journalists have not lived up to the expectation of Nigerians. If you recall, journalists fought the military, fought them, and now even civilian regime, you are telling me about our big jokers. Now, let me even tell you that you are saying that what have they done? I want you to know that when you have the majority in the National Assembly, the minority can only have their say. Except you're saying that we should use gun and go and shoot everybody there. You will still be the person that will say, no, we have exceeded our boundary. So the majority will have their way, the minority will have their say, and they are having their say. All the things you said we are embedded, they were not even published for arguments. I told you they settled on particular provisions before coming back from recess. And when they came back from recess, it was different thing altogether. And the opposition still labored. They shut down the opposition. The committees, the two committees, harmonization, could not even meet. And you're saying they are jokers? No. That's intellectually fraudulent.
Okay.
So I don't know whether the question I'll then ask, yes. Are you saying that journalists should do opposition work for you? Because that's the role of the opposition. You cannot designate or delegate your responsibility.
We are doing our work. We are doing our work. You're not doing your work. If you say we are jokers, while we're doing our work,
with due respect, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo.
That statement is, that statement is, like I said, is intellectually fraudulent.
Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, the statement is intellectually fraudulent. You see, it's a shame on the ADC.
Yes, very, very.
That you
because you can't say jokers
that you
on
came
people
here,
that are fighting day and night.
That you came here to abdicate your responsibility as opposition and put it on journalists. And I'm happy you talked about the tax law. Well, this was us, the journalists, on this table that worked, got the details from Tasuki, put out all the arguments, kept on saying it. The fact that your party knows and there was a forgery about the tax law today is because us here, I don't like to take credit for things, but I know the work I did on that tax law. Even till today, the lawyers that
after the opposition has exposed it in the house,
took that case to court, they worked with a team of journalists. But your political party, the ADC, has not taken any case to court. You have not been proactive. You have not, and you are now abdicating your responsibility to us journalists to do your work for you.
Okay. What you're saying is absolutely not correct. Absolutely not correct.
Please, let's not turn this conversation into a shouting match. It doesn't look good on television.
The other day, I saw Kenneth Okonkwo on television raining abuses on P2B. I have had cause to discuss with him privately about last year. I told him, don't do this thing you are doing because you will regret it. He said no way, that he will not work with P2B again over his dead body. How can somebody like this be there? You have things to do, you will not give money to do them. But since he has not been giving people money to do this, has his public acceptability diminished? It has not. Because people know him that he's committed to doing the right thing. He will spend money wisely and justly. If it's something that I, Victume, will spend 5 million naira to do, Obi will spend 500,000 naira on it because he will manage it. So that is the difference between him and people. So in terms of not staying behind to fix the problems in Labour Party, then ADC, he has moved and now he's an NDC. I laugh at them because Obi has consistently said on television that he will never be part of transactional politics. Transactional politics is where you give people money to support you. He said he will never do it. You want to do primary, you budget 500,000 naira per delegate. Obi will never do it. I know he will never do it. Because all through ABGA, I worked with him till date. I know he will never give you money to put a vote for him to win a primary. So if they're saying that he doesn't run, it's because of his personal conviction that he will not use money to buy a position to serve the people. That if he's spending money to buy his way through, if he gets to office, he will steal the money belonging to the people. He says that I will use public money for public good. In Anambra State, he served for 8 years, and on exit, I have the handover note where he handed over 75 billion naira. 75 billion naira. Cash and investments. He had $150 million investment in Diamond Bank. $150 million. Because he believes in saving. As money was coming, he was working, he was saving money. $150 million and then 75 billion naira. If you check all these things, you cannot find it in the record of any politician in Nigeria. Somebody who can serve, and with all the great works he did, with all the cries of people following him for largesse, he refused. He was able to leave such money behind because he was saving for the future of the state. So that is what they don't understand about him. So I always laugh because I know him, and if you go for that, you will not get it. Even if you put a gun on his head to go to primary where they are sharing $5,000 per delegate for him to become presidential candidate of any party, He will never do it. But still he has been able to move through it, navigating his way through. In the Labour Party, it wasn't the same thing. He was able to become candidate of the Labour Party. In ABGA, he didn't pay money to people for votes. He was able to become candidate of ABGA 2 times. I was national chairman for those 2 times. I was involved in the process. He didn't pay money. We were convinced about what he wanted to do for the people, and he became candidate. He performed. In Labour Party, he didn't buy his way through in Labour Party. Party Tommy stepped down for him in the convention. The party knew him and knew his mission. He became the presidential candidate, and look at what he did. If I had been president for the past 3 years, with all the money available, you will know what I'm talking about, physical discipline. Obi knows how to husband money. I made it abundantly clear. And I can tell you that what makes him condemn excessive borrowing going on in Nigeria today is because he believes we have not managed our resources well. So nobody should be angry with him. And now that they said they ran away from ADC, the style in ADC, we met all of them. Because I went to ADC with him. We met the presidential aspirants too. And we know what they told us. And if Obi had remained to go into that mad chase of the ticket with dollars and the rest of them, he will be missing his principle. So we have gone to NDC, and it is working for him again. Dixon, the leader of the party, recognizes his abilities. As these things are happening in Nigeria, Nigerians are now moving to NDC in droves. NDC is the fastest growing party I can imagine in Africa. We joined the party on the 3rd of May. Today, go to their portal. Several millions of people have registered with the party. Before we joined, it wasn't like that. So people have identified Obi's mission. And mind you, those who are joining the party are not the people who are playing any role in the party. The electorate are registering with NDC because Obi is there. People in ADC are now crying, calling Obi names because Obi left. And when he left with almost the conscience of the party. Because what is happening there is not what the public were waiting to see. And he moved, and the people have moved with him. The electorate are waiting, not party members, not even those who go to television to talk. Those who voted for him in 2023 will be eager to vote for him again. So somebody who sees the odds against him in a process of initiating change will always know how to move to keep his vision and aspiration moving. The presidential expression of interest form for NDC that was advertised on the 12th of May had lapsed on Sunday night. Only Obi purchased the form. It was made available to the public by advertisement. So if God is not preserving him for a mission, somebody would have gone to buy the ticket and bring confusion there. So he has emerged as the sole aspirant. Today he will undergo screening by the panel set up by the party. And if they clear him, he will be the sole candidate in the primary. So he will now achieve the first hurdle, or crossing the first hurdle of being a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, being nominated. So when he is nominated, he will now go to work. So those who are criticizing him are wobbling, That's it. When we left Labour Party last year, Dati remained. He continued to work with Aduri. He continued to attend their NEC meetings and all that, trying to give them buffer, support. And eventually, where is he? He has left the same Labour Party. He resigned. He's now in the People's Redemption Party, PRP. So he couldn't stay. So why blaming Obi for leaving when Peter Obi is now be credited to be a man who saw tomorrow?
Kenneth Okonkwo is simply an actor. An actor is one who plays any assigned role after a hard.
He's playing a script. Is that what you're saying?
Clearly. The only difference is that he has changed stage. He was acting in Nollywood. Now he has moved over to the political.
Are you being fair to Mr. Kenneth? A lawyer.
He studied law. He studied law in between. But he's more, I don't think that he's known for the cases he has taken up in court. He's better known for his role as Andy in Living in Bondage 1993.
Are you being fair to
Mr. For any actor, you need to haggle a fee. And once the fee is right, you play your role. So he's not acting out of character. He's acting within character. So I don't see the strong views that he has expressed. I told you earlier in my first reply to your initial question that Mr. P2B is somebody that the government of the day does not want to be on the ballot. How do I mean? On April 4, 2025, the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court, gave a landmark judgment which clearly stated that the tenure of Barrister Julius Abure as national chairman of the Labour Party was effectively over. I was among those, along with Mr. P2B, Governor Alex Oti, senators, House members, and other stakeholders of the party that took certified true copy of that judgment to INEC in case they had not seen it. And we were told that they would study it. They kept studying it from April until Mr. P2B left the party. Of course, we are also around and we have our ears close to the ground because the INEC people had stated that they were under instructions not to release the party for as long as Mr. P2B remained there. So on December 31st, 2025, almost 8 months afterwards, Mr. P2B, now frustrated with the shenanigans happening with the Labour Party, announced a move to the African Democratic Congress. Guess what? 4 days later, INEC, without any compulsion, issued a statement that the tenure of Julius Abure was effectively over. Why did it take 8 months to come to that conclusion? Then, fast forward to ADC. Remember I said he made an indication in Enugu, I was there too, that we would be joining the African Democratic Congress. All of January, 30 or 31 days, nothing happened. All of February, nothing happened. Then on March 7th, Saturday, March 7th, we joined Mr. P2B to his village in Agulu to get registered because you only become a member of a political party upon registration. As soon as Mr. P2B registered on the 7th, I registered in my village on the 8th. Less than 1 week from that date, the case filed by Nofiu Bala on September 12, 2025 was suddenly resurrected and given accelerated hearing. Now my question is, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president of our dear country, with all due respect, had registered in the ADC since last year. Why didn't the courts suddenly become, efficient and effective in disposing of the case? But as soon as Mr. P2B registered, I'm speaking to facts. I want people to contradict me. I'd like to know what happened in January, what happened in February, until March 7th. And before March 15th, the case came up alive. And what we are now told was status quo ante bellum, which INEC interpreted to its whims, showing that they were still after one man. In such an environment, it is only a tree in the part of the country I come from that you will tell that you cut it down, it remains standing. Else, the next thing to do is to know how to, in this case, further your political career. And if the space is constricted, then you have to move. But that's not the only reason. You join a political party believing that there are certain irreducible minimums. we also say in our parts that you do not, in a bid to save your mother, push your father to the ground. That's sacrilegious. This is a country made up of diverse ethnic, religious divides. And so it's a give and take. The convention that every political player has come to agree with is the fact that power should rotate between the North and the South. And remember that shortly, just about 4 years earlier, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and his PDP insisted, after 8 years of former President Muhammadu Buhari, for power to still remain in the South, which was the whole essence of the quarrel between now Minister Nwike and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And we all saw the results. So now that power is in the South, brought about by even people like former Governor Nasiru Rufai, who are Northerners. He had to mobilize other Northern governors to insist that power should devolve to the South in keeping with that convention. So why would Atiku Abubakar insist? It's his right, personal right. So for us in the ADC, we already had a David Mark as chairman of the party. And if Atiku Abubakar was going to run and probably emerge as presidential candidate, then we are doing the same thing a second time. And how do you expect a different result? So these are some of the key issues surrounding the sojourn in the ADC.